Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Yes, today we are going to look at item number 1. This item number 1, it is having a theme, numbers, which has these topics here. The first topic, it is number bases. We have working with integers, fractions, percentages, and decimals. We have numerical concepts. We have ratios and proportions. Then we also have rectangular Cartesian coordinate in 2 dimensions. Now, what is basically said under these topics and what do we need to know? When you check number bases, you find that you need to know how to convert from one base to another. First of all, you need to know how to convert from a non-decimal base to another base, to base 10. Then from base 10 to another base, or from a non-decimal base to another non-decimal base. Okay, you also need to know base names. Okay, base names like binary base, which is base 2. We have the quinary base, which is base 5. Quaternary base, that is base 4. Okay, we have the octernary base, nonary base, decimal base, because sometimes they set those scenarios and they talk about base names and you need to interpret with the right base. Okay, then when it comes to working with integers, you need to know how to write words in figures or numbers in words. We need to know more about fractions, percentages, and decimals. Here you need to know how to add fractions, how to combine them in addition, in subtraction, in multiplication, and division. Then we have numerical concepts, and this one has surds and indices. Okay, we have ratios and proportions. With ratios, we need to share, and then proportions, we need to know whether it is direct or inverse. Okay, then we also have rectangular Cartesian coordinates in 2D, but this is to know that in numbers we are going to find these topics. Okay, so what are the most popular ones? We have number bases, we have working with integers, fractions, percentages, and decimals. We also have ratios and proportions. So I'm going to take you through a scenario and we see how we apply the learned knowledge. Okay, how we apply the learned knowledge to solve societal problems. Okay, now this scenario is got from one of the mock papers. Yes, it is item number 1. They are saying that in your school, the chairperson of the old students has been given 16,500,000 shillings to prepare for the old students' football league. He, however, suspects that this money may not be enough. He's planning to use 30% of this money to buy trophies for the winners. 2 out of 5, or 2/5 of the money is to be given to each team to buy jerseys, and 0.5 of the remaining money is for buying refreshments. Then the remaining money, that one, it means the overall. The overall remaining money is for buying the first aid equipment. I'm going to first deal with this first portion to solve or to find the solution to respond to task A. Okay, because in our task A, they are saying that how much money will be used to buy the first aid. Now let us start solving this problem. When you go back to the scenario, they are saying that the chairperson was given 16,500,000. So this is the amount of money that he was given. Okay, 16,500,000 shillings. Okay, Then he suspects that this money may not be enough, okay? But this is his plan. He's planning to use 30% of the money to buy trophies. So we have, this is the plan, okay? The first one, it is 30% of the money. That is of the money will go to what? It will go to buying trophies, okay? Buying trophies. So how do we get that amount? It is going to be 30 out of 100 times the amount that was given to him, the original figure, 16,500,000. This 0 will go with that. This 0 will go with that. And we shall have 30 times 165,000. Okay? It's going to be 4,950,000. That will go to buying trophies. Then we also have the 2 out of 5 of the money, okay, will go to buying jerseys, okay, jerseys. So this is going to be 2 out of 5 times the 16,500,000, okay. So this 5 will go through this and we shall remain with 3 here. Then we shall have 3 there and our 5 zeros. So this is going to be 2 times 3,300,000, which is equal to 6,600,000. Okay. Now, also this one is in shillings. They are saying that 0.5 of the remainder, okay, is going to buy the refreshments. So 0.5 of the remainder, first of all, let us first get our remainder. Our remainder is equal to 16.5. That is 16,500,000 minus this one, 4,950,000 plus 6,600,000. Okay, and when you subtract, you will get shillings, 4,950,000. Okay, now after getting this, we need to get the 0.5 of this remainder, which will go to buying the refreshments. So this implies that I have 0.5 times this money, 4,950,000, and this is going to be 2,475,000. So this money will go to buying the refreshments. Okay. Now they are asking, shall we remain with money to buy the first aid equipment? Let us check. If yes, how much money shall we remain with to buy the first aid equipment? So the overall remainder is going to be, we have 2 methods here. Number 1, you can use this original figure, you take away this plus that, okay? Or we just use this remainder that we got here and you take away that. So this is going to be, overall remainder is going to be shillings 4,950,000. Take away this 0.5 that you got, 2,475,000. Okay, and you're going to remain with 2,475,000. Okay, now after getting this solution, you need to respond to the task. Okay, the question is, how much money will be used to buy the first aid equipment? So we are going to say, therefore, he will use shillings 2,475,000 to buy the first aid equipment. Okay? So that is how we respond to the task. Now we have the second part. They are saying that the chairperson plans to buy 35 boxes of water and 60 boxes of glucose. He wants to package all these items so as to give them to the 4 teams in the old students football league. Each package should contain an equal number of each item, and all items should be given out, but he is not sure if the number of packages he can make will be enough for that. Now when you look at that information, we have 35 boxes of water, okay? 35 boxes of water. And we also have 60 boxes of glucose. Boxes of glucose. But we are supposed to package them and we do an equal distribution. Now wherever they talk about distributing equally, just know you're going to deal with the HCF, okay? Or the highest common factor. So we have our 35 here and we have our 60 here. I'm going to use the ladder method, but you can use any method of your choice. So the highest common factor, we need that factor that can divide these two simultaneously or at the same time. So this is going to be, how can I divide this 60 and 35 at the same time? Let me use 5. Okay, by 5 here I get 7. By 5 here I get 12. Okay, now do we have any other factors that can divide these two simultaneously? No. So let us end it here because we are looking for the highest common factor. So my HCF is going to be 5. Now they want us to find the number of each item that will be in the package. Now, after getting the HCF, we are going to look at these boxes of water and the boxes of glucose, and we get to know how many boxes will be in each package. Okay? Now let us start with water. Water per package. Per package. Okay? This is going to be, the boxes of water are 35. Divide by the HCF, which is 5. So these are going to be 7 boxes per package. Okay? Then what about glucose? Glucose per package. Glucose per package. This is going to be 60 divided by, so this is going to be 12 boxes per package. So after this, we have to respond to the task. They are asking, what is the number of each item that will be in the package? So we shall have 7 boxes of water and 12 boxes of glucose will be in each package. Okay? Now they are asking the third one, that will the packages formed be enough for all the houses? And give a reason. How many packages are formed? There are 5 packages. How many teams do we have? We have 4 teams. So in your conclusion, you will say the packages formed will be enough for the houses because the number of packages exceed the number of teams that we have. Thank you so much for watching.